Hello everybody and welcome to a slightly wet morning in Tashkent, the capital of Uzbekistan. I'm Philip Saunders, this is Travel in the Know. We're on a huge square right in the centre of town. This is certainly a city of wide open spaces, probably because of the earthquake in 1966, which left the city flattened, enabling Soviet planners to create parks and huge amounts of space. But it means you have to walk miles to get anywhere. Behind me I have the Alisha Naiv, I think that's how it's pronounced, theatre, which is one of the main theatres in Tashkent, and clearly a fountain which would probably operate during the summer. And although it is a bit bleak, frankly, here, I'm told by a little dicky bird, and yes, even though it's winter, there are some dicky birds around, that around the corner from here is one of the best breakfasts in Tashkent. So my first ever breakfast review on Travel in the Know. But it's not going to be a traditional English fry-up. No, no, no. Apparently this is where I can get a traditional breakfast, USSR style. Let's go and see. Definitely an auspicious start, because this little kiosk behind me looks very much like traditional Soviet newspaper kiosks, and indeed it's got newspapers in Russian and equally in Uzbek. So turning around, let's have a look, and behind me what looks rather like a flower shop I think is our restaurant. It looks more like a flower shop, doesn't it? Google Maps isn't always exactly right. It is actually a flower shop, but today is International Women's Day, so I would imagine as I cross the road that it's doing an amazing trade. The restaurant can't be far away, surely. Wow, it is busy, and there are going to be some lucky ladies in Tashkent today. Although celebrated everywhere in the world today, International Women's Day originally started as a communist holiday, but then it was adopted by the United Nations. International Women's Day is hugely important in Russia, here in Uzbekistan, and certainly throughout Eastern Europe as well, and many, many other countries. Although I may be a few days or weeks late when this is actually posted, happy International Women's Day, and particularly much love to my wife Natasha. Well, that was definitely a worthwhile stop, if somewhat unexpected. It makes me think though, will I be able to get breakfast? Loads of people might be celebrating International Women's Day. There again, this is the central district. Looks to me like it's mainly government functions, so it might not be that busy. Okay, I found it. It's just behind me. Now apparently it has a dress code just like the theatre, which said no jeans, no training shoes. So lots of things I wouldn't be able to do here, because on my €10 Wizz Air ticket to get here I have a tiny rucksack and I have a minimal change of things like trousers. Anyhow, let's see if I can get in and hopefully try this breakfast. They've got lots of prizes. Apparently they don't like you filming, so that may be difficult, but we'll have a look. Здравствуйте. Можно завтрак, пожалуйста?
Хорошо. Пить что будете? Кофе, чай?
Кофе, пожалуйста, и вода.
Американо?
Нет, cappuccino, пожалуйста.
Хорошо.
So this is very exciting, my first ever breakfast review. Ah, goodness me, and this is very much a Russian themed restaurant. The menu is in Russian, and I've already ordered my breakfast, so I'm having a cappuccino. It doesn't sound very Soviet, and the USSR or SSSR breakfast. I really wonder what that is. I don't think it's going to be a fry-up, but you never know, do you? Oh well, look, if you look at the top left-hand corner, it rather looks like I could have had an English breakfast actually. English breakfast up here, American breakfast down here. There's a Greek breakfast on the right-hand side, but what I'm having is this in the middle, breakfast USSR style. So it looks like it's a couple of eggs and also some cucumber, not unusual, peas, sausage and toast. Who knows what that is? Look, I could have had eggs Benedict. There's also Benedict with avocado and oranges, it looks nice. Cheesecakes, oh that's very Russian, with seasonal fruits and berries, and quiche, all sorts of things. Pancakes, also always very popular. But I also noticed that they have all sorts of teas, which is actually very popular here in Uzbekistan. So for example, You've got tea with lemon and sugar, which is called Tashkent tea. I generally find that's very sweet indeed. But also green tea with orange, mint and honey. That sounds pretty nice. And then they've also got things like what they call blackberry glühwein, but that won't be alcoholic. It will be like a tea as well. And loads of other teas like rose and raspberries, currant tea with mint, sweet berries, Moroccan tea, ginger and buckthorn. The list just goes on. Спасибо, отлично. О, такая красота. Well, the cappuccino's just arrived and it looks extremely nice, I have to say. Cheers. Well, that tastes good. Very, very milky, but a nice coffee taste too. In fact, they use Julius Minor coffee from Austria, which is a great coffee. It's definitely around about 16 to 20 minutes since I ordered my breakfast USSR style. Well, perhaps the service is also supposed to be reminiscent of that period. I don't know, but I don't think a relatively simple breakfast should take that long to get here. So here it is. The Soviet breakfast has arrived. So it looks like, I know what this is. This is called ikra. It's a kind of mix of Russian vegetables into a kind of smooth paste. A little bit like aubergine, but cold and more pasty. You've got a couple of fried eggs, a couple of sausages, some mustard, peas, cucumber, and some toast, although interestingly, no butter and no jam. Anyhow, we'll see what it's like in a moment. Also, quick question here. Anybody who lived in the Soviet Union, Russia, or any of the other states, is this what you used to eat for breakfast? I'd be very interested to know. And I got it. The vegetable is going to go onto the toast. Anyhow, let's try the fried egg first and see how well it's been cooked. Oh, that's nice. It's quite solid, but you can see plenty of nice yellow yolk. It's a nice egg. Unfortunately, it's not hot, it's cold. But the egg itself is very nice. The yolk is a beautiful yellow colour. It's got plenty of flavour and nice texture. Now let's try the sausage. The sausage is kind of perforated. It looks to me a bit like a Frankfurter style, but we'll find out shortly. And a bit of mustard. Yeah, it's basically a Frankfurter. Perfectly nice, inoffensive. The mustard is quite strong, which I like, because it kind of gives the sausage that little bit more bite and flavour. I assume it's a Soviet style Frankfurter. Don't know what it's called in Russian. If you do, again, leave a note please. Try the toast with this mix of vegetables. I think it's tomatoes, aubergines, that kind of thing. It's very nice. It's got a good flavour, good tomatoey flavour. I think there's probably aubergines and peppers in that mix as well. Goes well with the toast. Nice light but good vegetable flavour. These are tin peas, for sure. Always so popular in Russia. Tin peas go to all sorts of delicious salads, I have to say. But they are tin peas, they're fine. So that is breakfast USSR style. I got some black tea, it's hot, it's delicious I must say. So I've decided to order some pancakes because that's traditionally Russian as well, and we'll add to the breakfast with jam. One thing to point out here is that it's no question that Uzbekistan and Tashkent are much more a tea country than coffee country. Coffee was fine, but oh my goodness me, the tea, that's different class. Look, it's at least 20 minutes since I ordered the pancakes as well. Pancakes, they're not that difficult to make. But look, it's okay to get uptight, I suppose, but I think it also shows time is measured in a different way in this part of the world. I've got another film to make today and also a flight to catch, so I hope it doesn't take too much longer. So at last, after I think about 25 minutes, the pancakes have arrived. Let's see what they taste like. The jam, fruity jam. It's raspberry jam, very sweet indeed. But also very fruity. Pancakes are perfectly nice, but again, they're stone cold. So I think a little bit more organisation is needed in the kitchen. But I do like that jam, it's very good. Well, the sun is coming out now, which is great for the rest of the day. It was a reasonable breakfast. I mean, I think for the price it was amazing. It cost £11.50 and that included a huge pot of very nice tea, a very well crafted cappuccino, half a litre of sparkling water, and the USSR style breakfast, as well as some pancakes. But I have to say the long waits and also the fact that a lot of the food was lukewarm at best slightly spoilt the experience. So I must recognise though there were two very large groups in the restaurant and that probably played a role as well. So for service which was super kind and friendly, for value for money, give it a platinum medal. But for the overall quality, a bronze medal. I've never done that before, it's the first time. So you see, I can be pretty cruel as well when necessary, which is wrong on this day of all days. So although it's a little belated, from Tashkent I'd like to wish all of the ladies and women watching this channel a very wonderful International Women's Day. Goodbye and see you again soon.